I'm Manus Milan. Today I will continue with the lesson. Today's lesson 2, coming from the great chess material from Artur Yusupov, his books, The Fundamentals. We're busy with the building book, the orange books. There's 3 books. Please go and purchase it. It's just so much easier to follow these lessons. And we're going to work our way through this. In the first book, there's 24 lessons. And today we're looking at the mating motifs. On lead chess, I'm doing studies, so Milan 77. Hopefully you can find my studies if you request it. I will definitely also share it for you. You can see in the first study, today we're going to look at Legal's mate, Damiano's mate, Greco's mate, Lolli's mate, Blackburne's, and Pillsbury. Those are the 6 motifs we're looking at. And then hang on tight, one of the next YouTube videos will be on lesson 2, more specifically the test side. Okay, but let's get going. For this one, it's really just having a look at the examples, following it, trying to take it in. So this chapter, the first one is going to be on Legal's mate. And this position is reached. It's a bit of an opening trap, of course. Okay, and this is from white side. Okay, so it's just a normal Italian game. Plenty of masters games on this, as you might see on the right hand side. And the continuation. Continuing on. So this was my homework. And yes, there's actually a good couple of examples for this. Okay, so that is just was the first diagram in the book. The next one's just going to continue from here. So the next one, this is going to be the famous combination that was discovered by Legal. That's why it's got his name. And yes, let's go with this. Have some fun. Okay, so it's going to be bishop takes d1. Knight takes e5. So that is the sacrifice. Bishop takes the queen on d1. There would have been better continuation if you knew the trap. Then it's bishop takes f7. The check. King has to run away. And there we go. Which is a good combination with the minor pieces doing the mate. So that's Legal. Okay, so let's just backtrack a little bit. So you can see this is the position where that's the trap. And yes, it would have been better off for knight taking e5, then queen taking h5, knight taking c4, and queen, I think it is b5. But yes, black is still, as you can see, losing a pawn. So it's a good combination. Okay, next one. It's also Legal's mate. Legal's mate. And let's have a look at this one. This is the second one. This is actually was a game between Berliner and Roth in 1956, where knight takes knight, again the sacrifice, getting in the check, so it's a bit of a different combination. And then d takes c. This is the continuation of game. Just a really nice combinations using the minor pieces. Okay, that's Legal's mate. Moving on to Damiano's mate. I would say the examples is very important that we go through that because you want to get to the test. Okay, so for Damiano's mate, here, this one. Just want to see if I have a continuation here. I think I have to play it out for us. So this one, the mating motive is to control the h7 square or the h2 square, and the starting sacrifice of a rook or even two rooks might speed up the attack. Okay, this is actually as black, and you can maybe see already the h file might become an issue in this game. It was black as knight h5, and then the answer was bishop e3, which then I think actually brings us then to this diagram. Okay, so this diagram, then it's also black, g3, h take g3, h take g3, king g1, and already here again we can see the king is in trouble because of the f squares, the f and the h2 square being blocked. Then it's king e7. That's of course to make space for the rooks. So then it's queen e1. Diagram 5, it's continuing, so let's just jump to that clean diagram. So the clean diagram here will be that it's rook h1. And then white actually resigned. But let's play it out a bit. So it's king take h1, and then the rook swinging in again as well. King g1, rook h1, take again. This is actually quite a fun one to play out. Okay, great. So that will be Damiano's mate. So that was our second theme of today. There's another example on Damiano's mate. Okay, so let's continue. So this is diagram 2.6, Damiano's mate. In this one again, the theme of the g3. Rook a to f1 actually, but white or black didn't care, so we did the rook to h1, king take h1, then queen h6, spinning back, that's important, king g1, queen h2. Okay, there we go. Okay, so those are examples of Damiano's mates. If we get to the tactics or the test, hopefully we've got Legal's mate and Damiano's mate now in our memory banks. Okay. The next one is Greco mate. Greco's mate must be a very old one, because with Greco's mate, that's dating back to 1620. Crazy. Okay, so Greco's mate again. Let's get the opening going. So Italian was very popular then. So opening up, just showing how you get into the actual position. Remember, this might not be the strongest moves, but I want to say it's the moves nonetheless. Okay, this one is as black, so it's all about getting the queen and the knight into that setup, and that would be diagram 2.7. So let's just continue from there. So from 2.7, queen takes f2, king is h1, The queen checks on g1. I quite like, we're going to like this move. The knight takes g1, and the knight comes in on the f2. Okay, so we that's what we like. So that's Greco's mate. So let's just backtrack a little bit. So it's all about blocking the king in and checkmating with the knight. Okay, the next one is also Greco's mate. It's diagram 2.8. This one as white. So white Greco got him. Actually, this is also a Greco game. So he got him to the same position, but this time he's going to get into this position as white. There we go. So I guess in 1620 there wasn't a lot of material available, books or things like that. So Greco was open to tour in Europe and use the same themes with mating. People didn't have answers for it yet. Okay, so that's that one. In 2.9, just have to want to, of course, finish it up. So here, black defense tried h6, knight took the f pawn. It's just a normal continuation. Okay, that would be that one. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one, Lolli's mate. I don't want to spend too much time on these, but it is important that we get through all the themes and then get to the test. Okay, this should be Lolli's mate. So let's go through this. This one will be as white. But you can see the pawn very, very dangerous there on the f, attacking the g7 pawn. So the king is blocked in quite a bit. Okay, so the queen's jumping in. The rook is trying to protect, of course, surely it needs to protect that space. bishop takes e4, d takes e4, rook f4, and then black resigned. In view of the variation where queen, let's just play it out, queen h7, queen takes h7, king takes h7, and rook d7. Okay, let's get the next one of Blackburn's mate. Hopefully a bit of a cleaner one. Okay, so let's just go to that one. A bit easier to see the variation from this one. This one was also an actual game, and this was as white, so it was knight g4, knight h5, and queen. Oh, where's my queen? Sorry, that's a setup mistake. So let's just get the setup right. Sorry about that. Let's just get the setup right. Okay. Okay, that's better. Okay, so this is white, so it's knight g4, knight h5, queen take h5. Yay, queen take h5, g takes f5, h5, and knight h6 check. Black resigned, but let's continue. Knight takes h6, and bishop takes f7. Okay, you can see that's quite a good example of the bishop pair and then the knights then getting it opened up like that. I just want to get back into our study. Okay, this is going to be Pillsbury's mate by Pillsbury around about 1899, and we can already see with black the king is open, so there might be some dangers here. So this is as white. So here we played Pillsbury played. So Pillsbury played this was f3 to sacrifice his queen, and then rook g1, king h8, bishop g7, king g8, bishop takes f6, queen has to block, and rook's coming with a checkmate. Okay, so that's also quite a fun motive where Pillsbury recognized it in 1899. It's quite a nice puzzle, basically. Okay, so the next one, the last one of Pillsbury's mate. Before I have to start with a test, to upload the test for us. This is a 1934 match, Euro versus Romanovsky as black. So black played, okay, so of course we want to have the king open. Okay, so black played knight f3, and we took the sacrifice. Then it was queen g5, then bishop take So I just want to get my right. The sequence was king g5, then knight g2, then h3, queen takes g7, bishop takes sorry, I need to focus here. Bishop was h3, and then queen took g7, and then okay, queen takes g7, bishop takes g7, and then h takes g2. Because in this case, this was more about the threat more than anything else, but the pressure was because of this position again, where Pillsbury, the threat of Pillsbury mate came into play. I hope you enjoyed this. Next time around, I'm going to upload some tests for us, again from the book, 12 examples that we want to work our way through. And if we do well with that one, we continue. If we don't do well, we just watch the examples again and get it, just apply our minds a little bit better for the next time. I hope you enjoyed this. See you in the test.